What's up, everyone? Sorry about that. This will be part two because my camera cut off on me. So we were just got done talking about the tubes being tied and recovery and all that stuff. And we're gonna okay. So I had Dee Dee June 30th. So literally 4 weeks later, we had to move. So could you imagine having your baby and knowing a month later you had to be out of your home? And all I kept thinking to myself is, this is crazy. How can I do this? How am I going to do this? If it wasn't for my husband being there, if it wasn't for my two oldest helping out, and then having some good girlfriends in San Diego helping me with the two younger ones, you know what I mean? I honestly don't know what the heck I would have done, because I would have went nuts, and I was already nuts anyway, because I mean, that's just the personality that I have. Is when I got things to do, I'm gonna get it done. I always get it done, but I am sending everybody on a roller coaster with me. If it's chaos going on, I'm sending everybody on this roller coaster with me. So like I said, 4 weeks later we had to move. So we had to make sure that we had a house, which that was a whole new situation, because our house was not going to be ready until a month later after we left. So let that marinate. Where are you going to move? Where are you going to stay? You got to be out of this house. Your other house ain't ready for you. And we were moving into military housing, so they knew that my husband had to be there by a certain time. And you would think that they would bump him up for it being such a late notice and doing all that stuff, but nope, they don't care. So I had to figure out where we're gonna stay. We of course we put in for all that. And then, who is it?
Me.
Mason?
He did this way.
Okay, Daddy's in there. So we had to figure out where we were going to stay. Then we had to turn around and we had to sell my husband's car. That was another thing. It was getting crunch time for that, and it just seemed like we just couldn't get nobody to take it. You know what I mean? Not to take it, to buy it. And he has an old school car. And ain't nothing wrong with it or anything. It was just, I don't know, it just wasn't working. Okay, so, and then what else we were dealing with? And then we had packers and movers coming in, and the inspections for all that, having to see what you have, having to figure out, okay, so, oh God, that was another thing. They kept asking us, so where are we sending your stuff to? We knew we were coming to Virginia Beach, but we had a resident, but obviously they couldn't come drop off our stuff here. So we were like, right now, I mean, at that time, we did not know that we weren't going to have an actual place. So we're like, we're kind of on limbo right now. We're not sure, but we know we're going to Virginia Beach. Is there any way, you guys can just go ahead and put it in storage? Because I do know they do that. If you're not ready, I think they hold your stuff up in storage, military move, for 90 days. I want to say it's 90 days. So we had to end up telling them, okay, can you guys just take our stuff to the storage, because we don't have a resident yet. So having to deal with that, and it was a lot. It was a lot having to deal with, you guys. And during that time, of course, there was no letting you guys know what was going on with my life or anything like that. But, oh gosh, let's think. The drive, having a month-old, not fun. Not fun at all. I felt like when you have your baby, you want to be in the comfort of your home. You want to that's that time that you bond with your baby. You look in your baby's eyes and you're just like, oh, this is mine. You know what I mean? You bond. You have that bonding time. And I felt like after I had Dee Dee, I had my times in the evening with her, but during the daytime, it was like once I felt good enough to get up. Mind you, it was that week after having her, I wasn't doing nothing. But once I start feeling good enough, it was just like, things have to get done. You got to do this by this time. I got to do this by this time. They're coming on this time to inspect this and that. Oh gosh, we got to get this house back together too before we leave out of here. Da 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 do do da da da. It was just a lot. And then of course, you know, when you're moving, you got everybody and their mama. I want to see you. Are you gonna come? No, the heck, I ain't coming nowhere. You guys knew we were leaving. Y'all could have came here. Oh, well, do you guys? No, 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 no. You come here to visit because we ain't going nowhere. And that was the truth. That just was not. So moving cross country with a newborn, you know, was it could have been a lot, you know, harder, but just knowing that, you know, when she starts crying, you've got to stop, got to feed her, because they're constantly eating. And, you know, that was something that, you know, talked to my husband about. You already know the deal. This is not our first rodeo with having kids. When your baby's that little, you're concerned, you know, you gotta stop. So stopping quite frequently, you know. We drove, like I said, we came from San Diego, so we drove from Phoenix. We drove from, not Phoenix, what the heck am I talking? We drove from there to Arizona and got well into Arizona. We stopped for a few hours, then we got back on the road again, and then we stopped again in Texas, and we actually got a hotel there for a whole day, and then the next day, because we were just like, no, I'm tired of this damn car. I think Dee Dee's tired for a car seat. The kids are getting antsy. And that's another thing. Please, anytime you cross country or drive long distance and you got kids, you better have things for these kids to do. Any kind of books, if you have older kids, any kind of electronics. If you don't believe in electronics, let me tell you, you're going to believe in electronics on that road trip, because that is going to help you, especially for our one and, well, Mason when he was 3. So that definitely helped. And not only that, we have a TV in my car, so that definitely helped itself. So, you know, just activities, you know what I mean? Anything to kind of just keep things live in, you know what I mean? And the fact that my husband and I, we teetered with each other. He drove, I drove, he drove, I drove, whenever we got tired, you know, that type of thing. So it wasn't like, no, him just having to drive the whole thing himself, because I know he would have he would have been just a grumpy old man if he was driving the whole way. So anyway, like I said, we stopped in Texas, then we drove out. Once we got out of Texas, we stopped again. Was it Mississippi? Is it Louisiana? It's okay, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. So it was Mississippi. We stopped in Mississippi for a few, and then we drove from there to Florida. I know you guys were wondering, why didn't you guys go up? Because obviously Virginia is going up. We didn't, because we have family in Florida. So we stayed in Florida for a little while and visited, so that way we can kind of kill some time since our house wasn't ready for us, and stayed there, visit family for a while. Then it was time for him to go, because he had to remember, he had to be in Virginia by a certain time, because obviously his leave was over. So he went ahead and went on, and me and the kids and I, we went from Florida to Georgia. We kept kind of going back and forth, the kids and I. And what I mean is, Georgia, the place that we were going in Georgia was like borderline from where we were staying in Jacksonville. So what was it? I think, what was it? We were in Brunswick. So I don't know if, shout out to any Brunswick people that do watch my channel. We were going from Brunswick to Jacksonville, Florida, back and forth. It's a little over, what is it? An hour and a half, 2-hour drive. It's not that bad at all. So, you know, I was going back and forth with the kids, and it wasn't that bad of a drive. To me, it reminded me of going to LA where I used to stay. So it just wasn't, it wasn't bad. So finally we got to a time where it's getting closer, our house is ready, yay! So the kids and I, we drove all the way up to Virginia, and that's where we're at now. And It feels so good to be in your house. We got here a month ago. Yeah, a month ago. Wow, exactly a month ago. No. Not exactly. A couple more days, it will be exactly a month. But either way it goes, it's been a month. And trying to get things adjusted. Kids are in school now. The two older ones, they love their school. Benjamin's in middle school now, so he's so excited. Scarlett, she's in 4th grade, so she's excited because she got her little cell phone now, so she thinks she's, you know, Miss It. And, you know, Mason will be starting school soon, but he's just on the list for preschool. We're just waiting for that to you know, for them to give us a call and let us know when he can start. And the kids really like it here, you know, and I'm happy. I am so happy. I'm happy to have left California. There's a lot of just junk in California that I definitely did not want to bring this way, and I said to myself, all that stuff is staying that way. New beginning, new start for all of us as a family, and we feel so happy, and I'm happy, and my hair feels happy. Girl, look at this. Y'all look at this. Man, y'all don't understand. I am feeling myself. This braid out, I just took up the braids. This braid out is everything, y'all. Look at this. That's what we need to talk about, is my hair, okay? So my hair has gotten so long. Look at that. Y'all, it has gotten so long. I am so in love. My hair has gotten so long. Look at these crinkles. They're beautiful. But I think I might have to have a part 3 because, again, so bear with me, please. Stay tuned.